Wrong Turn is a franchise that I was never really keen on. I've always viewed it as like The Hills Have Eyes, just in the woods, not in the desert. And I can admit that I've really only seen the first one, and which I know is the most loved in the franchise. But even then, I wasn't overly impressed by it. I know the franchise due to Dead Meat, or AKA Kill Counts on YouTube. So I went into this reboot with a pretty much a clear mind and really nothing to compare to outside of one singular movie. So I have no love for the franchise, and I gotta say, I was somewhat pleasantly surprised by this reboot. So, what is Wrong Turn? Well, it's clear someone didn't make a right turn. God, that was terrible humor. But the but the original Wrong Turn was about a cannibalistic family living in the woods, hunting down those who venture into their woods. This reboot tells a similar yet different tale. There are no cannibals this time, which I personally like because it separates it more from The Hills Have Eyes. But there's a group of woodsmen that hunt down anyone foolish enough to venture into their woods. And Wrong Turn follows a group of friends who wish to travel the Appalachian Trail, which is pretty cool. Townsfolk tell them to, don't leave the trail, then never venture off the trail, because, horror movie logic, they absolutely leave the trail. So then they have to begin their fight for survival. Like I said, there's no cannibals. So who is hunting this group of friends? Well, I'm not going to spoil it, obviously. But I will say that there's a group of people in the woods, living their lives, chillaxing, and they're doing what they're doing for a reason. And the film explains it. And they wear these cool, animal skull masks. They're pretty sick. So you gotta watch the movie for yourself. And since this is a horror movie, the spooks, the scares, the bagools, for the most part, yeah, kinda. Especially in the first act, there are a few out of the corner of your eye moments that really heighten the experience because you're always guessing, like, oh, what's behind the next rock, or the tree, or the bush, or in the water. Now it's like keeping up, like they could be anywhere in this environment. So I was pretty on edge for the first half. For being in the woods, like in an open environment, it has a very odd, like claustrophobic type feel to it that I wasn't expecting. And this film, for being so open, it feels very secure and compact, which I like. Especially considering the first kill happens fairly early in the movie, which leads to the gore. The gore effects are super well done. You see blood, guts, flesh tearing, bones compounding, skulls being fractured. It's some gnarly stuff, and I was taken aback a little bit by how good they look, because I wasn't expecting like high-end practical effects here, but boy, did they give you some high-end practical effects here. Like I said, I adored the first half. It features hysteria by the group of friends not understanding what is going on. It has a large amount of tension that I truly wish the entire film had. Because for me, the second half feels like an entirely different movie, and I wasn't a fan of it. Um, I can't discuss the second half without really getting into spoilers. And I feel like this is a film that should be experienced without spoilers, so you can go in with an open mind and just view it for yourself. So I'll try my best to avoid them, which is gonna be difficult. If the first half is built on tension and kills, the second half is built on suspense. That doesn't really work. You're supposed to believe these characters are in danger. For some aspects, you do think they are in danger, but after a bit, you realize the story beat's coming, and that feeling goes away. For me, at least. And it's a real shame because I adored the first half. It's so strong, and then it just kind of like teeters away as the film goes on. But overall, Wrong Turn is a decent little reboot. It starts strong with brutal kills and great tension, and it just slowly fades away as the film goes on. Does that make it bad? Absolutely not. Because there's a great movie in there somewhere. There's a great first half and an second half, and that's okay. It's still a good watch. I'd absolutely say it's worth a watch. So That's just my opinion. Be good people.